Minecraft Snapshot 24W11A just released, and it added a brand new weapon since the entirety of Minecraft's history, which is really cool, and it also added a bunch of new things. First of all, the newest block or item in the game is actually when dropped by the breeze. Before, they would drop the wind charges, which they don't do anymore. These guys can now drop from 1 to 2 breeze rods, which are identical to the blaze rods, but these guys are able to craft the wind charges. As you can see, these craft 4 each, which means with 2 you can get up to 8 wind charges. But these guys also have other uses, because these guys, the vault blocks, have gotten a much more useful functionality. Where you can obtain the most new blocks of this new update is from the vault blocks, which have 3 different loot tables: the most boring one, the medium one, and the really cool one. For the medium one, for the easiest one, the cheapest, the most boring one, these are the items that you can get. They're pretty good. You can get diamonds, maybe some emeralds, but nothing really awesome. For this one, you can actually get pretty cool stuff like enchanted books, golden apples, diamond gear, stuff like that, like a block of emerald. And for the newest and coolest one, you can now get an enchanted golden apple, these 2 new armor trims, these 2 new banner patterns, and this really cool new block, which is called the heavy core, which looks like a modded item, but I swear it is not. First of all, this is what the armor sets look like. This one is the coolest one in my opinion, and this one is actually really ugly, like really ugly. It looks horrible, but this one is probably my favorite after the depths one, the silence armor trim. That's the name. But this one is really cool, and this one is horrid. This one is the guster banner pattern, and this one is the flow banner pattern. Both of them look pretty cool, but I don't really know what you could use these for. Maybe for like a cool banner, I guess. Now let's actually look at the use of the breeze rod and the heavy core. If you grab these 2 and combine them in the crafting table, you actually get the new weapon, which is called the Mace, and it looks really cool. The coolest feature of the Mace is that it actually does splash damage, not if you only hit it, but if you jump and hit. Actually, no, I think you have to land from a greater height, and as you can see, they all spread out and get out of fences if you hit them hard enough. And this thing actually does more damage the higher you land from, and it does more damage if you hit it before falling to the ground than if you fall to the ground and then hit, but it still does hit pretty good amount of damage. And I'm actually wondering, if I go high enough, can I actually one-shot the wither? Let's test it from around 40 or 30 blocks. I didn't hit it. So let's test it from a distance of about 30 blocks. And it did around half his health. That actually is really overpowered. Oh, and the base damage of this thing is just 7 if you only hit like a normal attack. Now let's test around 100 blocks. Let's see if this actually one-shots him. Yeah, that actually kills him 1 hit. That is extremely overpowered. So it takes around 100 blocks to actually one-shot the wither, which is really cool. And that is it for the snapshot. It is actually the coolest snapshot we have gotten in a really long time, and combined with the dog snapshot in the last snapshot, we got a pretty cool update already, which I'm actually excited for, because before these 2 updates I wasn't excited about it, but now I actually am. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and if you want to see the next video, click the video on the right, and if you want to see the last video, click the video on the left.